While you stay tuned and watch this beautiful video, I have a small story that I would like to share with you. Welcome to my channel. This is Keeping Up with Koye. I want to talk to you about my experience traveling to Europe. Well, my invitation letter came out when I was actually very sick. So I was in the hospital the day that it came out. So I had to spend some months to get well. Then I compiled my documents and I did everything and I went and deposited at the embassy. So now one very interesting thing happened at the embassy. Normally when you have your appointment, you need to book your flight. So the day that my appointment was, let me just say, like it was on a Friday, and I booked my flight on a Saturday. So when I went there for my appointment, they told me that no, that it's too near because the time that they will take to process my visa, it's at least 5 days. So I need to push it ahead. So they gave me another rendezvous, another appointment 1 week from that date. So what I did now was that I went ahead and they told me that I need to get back to them. I need to tell them the next flight that I will book. So what happened now was that I booked another flight, but now the embassy, they actually wrote to me. They sent me an email which I did not see. I was so busy. I don't know what happened that I did not even see that email. So I sat there quietly, patiently waiting for my appointment date. Appointment date arrived, and curiously enough, I booked the flight on the same day that I was having my appointment. I booked the flight in the night that I was going to travel, because I booked and I paid immediately, because I did not want to waste another time, another moment. I wanted to just travel and go. So when I got to the embassy, they told me that which day did I put my flight, because they sent me an email, but that why did I not reply their email? I was like, hey, sorry that I did not see it. So when I opened my phone, I saw their email and I told them that actually I booked my flight, and I showed them the details of my flight on my phone. They told me that no, that they are sorry. I booked the flight that very day. This, that they cannot process it because it will take some other few days to process my visa. This, that I should go away. I stood there, I almost cried. They were like, madam, please leave, go. I left from there, but something struck me. I said, I'm not going. I'm going to photocopy this particular, because I had to print it out. I just had it in my phone. I had not yet printed it out. So I said, okay, I'm going to print out this flight and I'll come back. So I left and I was going to where they do photocopy. And as I was going, that's how my spirit was worried. I started praying in my heart. That's how, I did not even care whether people were looking at me or not. I was even speaking. I was there telling God that, God, wherever that they have rejected me, cause them to call me back and follow by themselves to help me, Lord. That's how I was just saying that thing, and I was repeating it. By the time I got to where I was about to do the photocopy, the lady gave me a USB cable to connect to my phone so that she can retrieve the documents and print. As she was about to do that, my phone rang, a strange number. As I picked the call, it was a lady at the embassy, the person that drove me away. She told me that I should come, but have I gone far? I said yes, I have left the embassy premises. Somewhere I want to do photocopy. She told me that okay, please, I should come back. But she's just doing this to me as if it's a favor. So because this and that, I said no, there's no problem. I told her that thank you very much. She said let me come back. I left and I went back. He asked me to wait. I went and sat. After some few minutes, almost 15 minutes, they called me back and they told me that to come and collect my passport, that they have processed my visa, and they said bon voyage. I said oh, thank you. I carried my visa or my documents, so I went back to the house, prepared myself to travel that night. Imagine that I went to the airport, everything went on smoothly and the rest. So but now I had a transit flight. I had to stop in Istanbul before going to wherever that I was going to. So but since I don't really know the airport very well, at the airport I had to make a bit of French. So I asked one lady if she knew the airport very well. She told me that yes, she has been traveling, she's been going, she's a student in Germany, so she has been taking that route all the time. So she showed me the various ports, because they have many ports where the different flights and different destinations where you're supposed to go to. So since I had 5 hours ahead of me before my flight, she took time and she showed me around. So I sat patiently and I was waiting for my flight to come. So 5 hours later, I left and I went to where I was supposed to go and show my documents and enter my flight. And remember that when I got to Istanbul, when they checked my documents, everything was okay. So I passed. I entered the airport. Okay, the person that took my passport, he looked at me and told me that let me go and sit down. I was like, hey, what is happening? I went and sat down. Then the man came to me, he snapped me, then he left. Then later on, another person came, snapped me again and left. Then I was like, hey, because now the problem is on my passport, the photograph that I had there, I had a black rasta on my hair. So, and the way I had styled it, it covered one side of my face, so my face was looking different and I was looking fresh, I was looking fat. So because of this, and I took that picture like some 2 months prior to my traveling, 2 months prior to my traveling. So by the time now that I was traveling, now all the stress and everything, then I had plaited my hair to rasta, but this time around I used blonde mesh. Then I had drumped everything behind, so my forehead was just standing outside. Then I was looking a bit thinner than on that picture. So inside their mind now, it is not the person. So now what happened now was, I sat there, they sent another person, the person came and snapped me. Then there is something about me, when I'm in public and there is something going on, I don't like to panic, because I don't like unnecessary attention to myself. I don't just like it. The worst one is if you cause a scene and then people start removing their phones to film you. See, that's just the worst. So what I did was I just stayed cool. I started praying again. I said, God, please, what is this? As you have carried me to this particular spot right now, carry me to the end, please. I sat there patiently waiting. That's how everybody came. People started entering inside the plane. I still sat there. Then after some minutes, another person came, because the other people, they were speaking another language. So since I wasn't really understanding what they were saying, they themselves, they were also understanding what I was saying. So they brought somebody now that could speak English. So now when the person saw me, he just smiled, because he realized I was a bit tense. As he saw that I was a bit tense, he asked me if I had any documents in me, maybe my invitation letter or something. I said yes, I have my invitation letter on me, because I usually carry all my documents, important documents, in my backpack. That's what I do. I don't have that thing of putting my important documents on my valise, my traveling bag, because I've heard many stories about passengers losing their bags. So I carry all my documents on me. So I removed the invitation letter and I showed him. Then I was like even curious that, but what is even the problem? Because I even tried to show him my phone that when I do different hairstyles, my face looks different or whatever thing. So I don't understand these white people, because for them they always have one hairstyle. Then us black women, we have several different types of hairstyles, and when we do different hairstyles, at times our face looks a bit different from what it normally does. So the guy, he looked at it, then he just smiled. Then he opened the port and asked me, let me pass. I just made a sign of relief that I was like one of the last people to enter the plane. As I hurriedly went and I sat down. And now another thing that was funny was, I was not even the only person whose passport was withheld. There were like 2 other guys that I saw that their passports were withheld, and I didn't even want to know what even happened with them, because my brain was just scattered. Then funny enough, when I finally got to my destination, when I entered, I showed my passport. I was still waiting that those people should just open their mouth to tell me rubbish, but I realized that there was nothing. As they looked at it, they looked at me, everything. I was the one, so I don't really know what really happened at Istanbul there, because they really gave me a hard time. I sat there and I was really worried. I was really worried. I was like, what kind of experience